Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew Cucinato. On today's quick session, our short video, we are going to be taking a look at some of the search tips in Bright MLS. So as you see here, we have our workspace. We're going to jump into residential sale and take a look at some of those searching tips or tricks. We are going to be taking a look at the radius search, building name, how to search within ranges for pricing and bedrooms, in addition to a state filter or some of those additional fields. So when we're talking about the radius search, there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could use it, or should I say, you could set up that radius using this map search field towards the upper left-hand side of search. Now you're going to see that radius search or this map search feature on most or all search pages here. So if we go to search, then we go to multifamily, and we're going to have that radius field. We go to lease, we're going to have that radius field as well. And you can always do it on the map as well. So if you flip over the map, you can use the radius shape up at the top, click on it, simply go into your point of interest, say we're going to do Garden City. We can point click and drag, and then we can also make any adjustments there right here on the map. We need to. Okay, so you can get down to 1/100th of a mile. But we're going to go ahead and clear that out. We're going to double back to the search page and say we'll do within 3 miles of 3721 Woodland. All you got to do is just type out that address, keep typing, and the system will pull up a suggestion. You're going to want to click on that suggestion, and you get that red font that appears directly above the field, letting you know that it's pinned a location on the map. And you can always go up again back to that map, top right, and it'll show you that point of interest and the shape around it. So that is one of the radius features. You have plenty of other shapes up here. You have the radius here, you have the square, rectangle, you have your polygon and freehand tool. All right, so you have a couple different shapes there, but we're going to go ahead and clear those out. And we're going to double back to criteria because there are a few other fields we want to take a look at. So aside from that, when we're talking about geographic area or location, you also have a building name field. Now, this building name field also has a lookup button tied to it. So you can see all of those building names. Now, if I go ahead and plug in a county, like let's do Sussex. If we come over here to the building name field, we're going to see all of those building names. We also have a search tool as well that you can use to locate any of those building names. So that is just one of the many location-based or geographic region type search tools that you have. Now, aside from the radius and building name, you have your price and bedrooms, of course, right? Now, in terms of pricing, if you're trying to search for a range, say maybe 300 to 400,000, well, we can do 300-500. And that's going to look for properties between 3 and 500,000. But one of the things you might have noticed is this 3 zeros checkbox. Now, I had that deselected because, well, we're in the residential lease section. So if we double back for residential sale, you'll notice I have it turned on. I just do that because I find it a little bit easier to format pricing without that check mark when you are in residential lease. So when we come over here to sale, that checkbox or adding 3 zeros to whatever value you have in that field becomes a little more applicable because, you know, if you're buying a place, typically you're in the hundreds of thousands, at least not down in the single 1 through 10,000. So again, in terms of price, searching for a property for sale, again, we'll do maybe 200 to 400. Okay. So because I have that 3 zeros checked off, that's going to turn that into 200 to 400,000. Keep in mind, you can also do 300 plus, and that's going to be 300,000 or more. Or maybe my client wants to be under 400,000. I'll do 400 minus. So that's how you can format pricing there for residential sale and lease. And the same idea goes with bedrooms, bathrooms, full, half, what have you. We could do a 3 to 5 bedroom range. We could do 4 bedrooms or more, or say be 5 bedrooms or less. Right? So plus minus, and then if you want to do a range, you just put that dash in between those two. Now, I do want to show you some of the additional fields, but briefly, I will mention other rooms. Okay, this is derived from a non-required field in listing management. So sometimes if you're looking for properties that have a kitchen, you'll notice you might lose some results as you add that kitchen value. That's because that other rooms field is not required. If the listing agent doesn't enter it and you select it, well, you're not going to be able to find that listing because the agent hasn't indicated that value on the property. So that is a bit of a nuance here for the other rooms. And then you have style. Now, while style does have definitions behind it, I might say they're kind of semi-subjective there. Again, you do have this question mark here, which will kind of provide some style guide definitions as to what those styles actually are and look like. But again, you might say tomato, I might say tomato. You might say contemporary, I might say converted dwelling. It depends. So to that end, style, semi-subjective. Last but not least, property condition, not required and subjective. So if you are going to use property condition, just be careful of what you're selecting and be aware of how it's going to affect your search results. Lastly, I do want to take a look at these additional fields. So I've added all available additional fields for troubleshooting purposes and research, but if you go into additional fields, add, remove, we can come into the search field and type state. You're going to see a field called state or province. Click add, moves it to the right under selected fields. Click back. You'll then see that field down here in your additional fields section. Now, I have so many added, I have to locate it. So I have my state or province selection. It's right here. And if I want to use that, let's just do Pennsylvania. So we'll click on PA, and that's it. That criteria has been set, and then I can go along with my search. So guys, those are some tips or tricks that you can use when searching. So again, to recap, we took a look at the radius tool. Okay, so we also took a look at that feature on the map, as well as the top left of the criteria page. We took a look at building name. We also took a look at how to search within ranges, add a state filter, and then we also talked about some of those nuances of search with required and non-required fields, subjective and objective fields. So guys, if you ever want to meet with any of us coaches, look, guys, we're always happy to meet. Go to the education tab, click connect with a coach. And also keep in mind you have support, you have your help topics, and you can always reach out to our support center as well. Again, your coaches are here if you need us. So again, my name's Andrew Cucinato, one of the many coaches here at Bright, and I wanted to say thank you for joining us today and taking a look at some of the ins and outs of search. Thank you again, guys. Great day.